Hello, this weekend marks the 150th anniversary of the opening of the exhibition, which marks the beginning of the Impressionist movement. A group of painters, Degas, Renoir, Cézanne, Monet, Pissarro, got together and found that they, in common, were breaking away from some of the traditional ways of painting. No longer did they sketch out of doors and then go indoors to paint. They wanted to take their paint outside, and new types of paint made this possible. And they wanted to explore the way in which light shimmered on the objects that they were painting. They wanted to have brighter colours. They had a slightly different technique in order to get that impression of light outside, the dabbing kind of technique which is typical of Impressionism. But the powers that be in painting at the time, the Salon de Paris, who were a group of people who chose the paintings to go into the exhibition each year from the Académie des Beaux-Arts. They didn't like it, generally speaking. And these painters were simply not chosen. Their paintings were not included, and so they decided to set up their own exhibition, which opened, as I say, on this weekend in 1874. It marked a change in the whole way in which painting was done. And of course, Impressionism now has been succeeded by all sorts of other changes. Post-Impressionism, Fauvism, Expressionism. Different movements seem to emerge in art as in other areas of life as the time goes on. And of course, learning to move with change, learning to accept change, is something that we all have to do. It's part of life. Anything that doesn't change isn't alive. And so today I just want to celebrate the way in which changes happen. Some are resisted. Certainly, there was, not complete, but a certain amount of opposition to this exhibition that the group of painters opened. And the term Impressionism was coined because of a rather sarcastic, hostile review by somebody who based the title of their article on one of Monet's paintings, which was called Impression, and accused them of simply doing impressions. But the group preferred that title to the other title, which was that they were intransigeants or intransigents. They were rebels, and they in the end they adopted the title Impressionism rather reluctantly, but in preference to being called rebels. But people who lead change and ask for change are often looked down upon as being as undermining the status quo, making people feel uncomfortable by doing things differently. And today I want to embrace change, embrace the way in which we are constantly being challenged to move on in our lives, constantly finding new ways of doing things, and the enormous intricacy of the human mind, which is always finding new ways of expressing what it wants to say and do, and how it should live, and how society should develop. The process of change through life and through history, I think, is something to be celebrated. And although sometimes in our own lives we rather fear it, I think in general it's something that we should enjoy and delight in.